Okay, so we are going to continue talking about character traits for your virtual lesson today. Last time, you had to give 2 character traits for each of these characters. Today, I want you to choose one character from the book. It does not matter. You can use one of these if you wish, or if you want to choose somebody else, you can do that. So if you want to describe a different character in the book, that's fine. So you'll be given a paper like this. It's going to be on Google Classroom, and you're going to watch this video first. Hopefully, you are watching it. Then choose one character, doesn't matter which one, and think of one character trait to describe that character. Now, you can use a character trait that you used on this paper, or you can think of a different one. It doesn't matter. But the change now, and I talked about this in class, is that now you're going to have to give me evidence. You need to find 2 pieces of evidence from the story that prove that character trait. So, whatever character trait you chose, you need to give me 2 pieces of evidence from the story that proves that. Um, and then you're going to write 3 complete sentences using the evidence-based terms in the box below. Okay, so I'll go over that. So what I mean by evidence-based terms is what I have highlighted here, according to the story. Or you can use the author says, or in the story it says, okay, anything like that, so that you're showing your reader, whoever's reading this, that you are not just grabbing these answers out of the air, that you got this from the story, okay? So I'm going to use Suds's mom as an example, and I'm going to say, my first sentence is just telling you what the character trait is. So I would describe Suds's mom as goofy. Okay, so that's the character trait. She's goofy. Now I need to think of 2 examples from the book. And I'm going to say, according to the story. And the first example, do you remember when Suds was upset because his sister was calling him rat and he was just so frustrated? And so she started talking to him and she was saying, maybe taking this you're too sensitive about this and it'll just kind of blow over. And she was trying to be funny with him and he was like, you're not funny, mom. Right. And so um, in the story, um, she he yells at her and says, I keep telling you it's not funny. And so she spanks her own hand, like she's giving her a spanking, like she's a bad girl, right? So I said, according to the story, Suds's mom spanked her own hand when Suds was angry with her for trying to be funny. So that's one example why I feel she's goofy. Okay. Then my next one is when she was saying that he could just stay in the bathtub because remember, when he is upset, he goes in the bathtub to calm down. But then he was saying as soon as he got out of the bathtub, he's upset again. So she said, well, we'll just keep you in the bathtub and you can go to school in the bathtub, remember? So I said she also told Suds that they could put wheels on the bathtub and roll him off to school so Suds would never have to get out of the bath. So to me, that's pretty goofy. Okay. So, and then I end it with just saying these 2 examples show that Suds's mom is goofy. Okay. So your first sentence needs to be just telling me what the character trait, who the character is, and what the character trait is. I would describe Suds's mom as goofy. Now, obviously, do not use Suds's mom, or if you do not use goofy. And don't use a synonym for goofy. I know some of you are already thinking this. Don't say, I would describe Suds's mom as silly, and then give me the same examples. You cannot use my examples at all. In fact, I'd rather you just didn't use Suds's mom at all. You have a lot of other characters in the book, so just stay away from the mother. Okay? So your first sentence is just giving me the character, telling me the character trait. Then using the evidence-based terms, either say according to the story or say the author says, or say in the story it says, something like that. Okay. And then tell me. Now, in my paragraph up here, I used actions for both. But then down here, I gave an example of how you could use dialogue. So, according to the story, Suds's mom said, or maybe we could put wheels on the bathtub and roll you off to school each day. I got that quote directly from the book. And so I needed to quote it exactly, and I used the quotation marks. Now, this is more complicated because we haven't gone over yet how to do quotations. So I would rather you just put it in your own words, but if you want to try to do a quote, I will allow that. But the easier thing to do is just take an action that they did and just put it in your own words. So the first sentence, tell me the character and the character trait. Okay. Second sentence, give me one example, like evidence. What did they do that proves that? Next sentence, give me another example. Okay. And then I set up here only 3 sentences. If you want to challenge yourself, do this last sentence, do your concluding sentence by saying, these 2 examples show that Suds' mom is goofy, or whatever yours. These 2 examples show that Suds is respectful. That's the one we kind of talked about in class. So, however you want to end it. I'm not going to count off if you don't do the ending, but for some of you, you are ready to try an ending to the paragraph also. All right, if you have any questions, this will be on the Google Classroom. And if you have any questions, please dojo me or send me a message through Google Classroom, and I will try to keep watching for them and answer them as soon as I can. All right, good luck.